Hey everybody, Charlie Stivers here with Phytorite, CBD and Hemp. Who's excited about CBD and hemp? Heck yeah, man. Lots of good stuff going on. The reason I wanted to address the marijuana baggage issue today is I was just talking to a random person the other day about CBD usage and all the benefits. And of course, this person had heard all the wonderful things, but he says to me, I don't use it because I'm a Christian. I was shocked. To me, I consider cannabis in general a sacred plant, like many of us do. I mean, I think God put this plant on earth for a purpose, and want to talk about that. So if you look at the history, and this is documented in many ways through hieroglyphs, through ancient burial sites, hemp written documents written on hemp paper, so all kinds of cool stuff like that to just see how this has been an ancient plant used by many different civilizations. One of the coolest is the Egyptian hieroglyph, where you have the pharaoh and then the hemp plant above his head. Is really cool in Egypt. There's lots of pictures out there about that. And then, the Chinese, they've had 12,000-year-old burial sites with fish netting made out of hemp, clothing made out of hemp, things like that. And then the Greeks and Romans used it, proven for inflammation. Native American cultures had a lot of success with it, with anxiety even. Who knows what else they used it for, but probably part of everyone's food supply as well. And then American history points towards the end of the 18th century and early 19th century, where it was actually used in American pharmacopoeia, and we have pictures of old bottles that say cannabis on it, cannabis tinctures. And then what happened in the 1930s? Well, the Marijuana Tax Act came about, and the beginning of prohibition of marijuana, which, if you dig into that history, I'm not going to go into specifics because this is going to get really deep. And I mean, there's books and books about this, but basically that was a combination of the good old boys club protecting their own businesses, their industries, and then using propaganda, which was really racially driven, they couldn't be racist, right? So they basically prohibited and outlawed cannabis usage, so they could put blacks in jail and the hippies in jail. And then opium was the same thing, where they prohibited that as well, so they could put the Chinese in jail, because basically both of these people were, government people were just outlawing it so they could throw people in jail and then feed our whole prison system. So it's a whole mess. And going back to what I originally started, cannabis is a sacred plant. It's a matter of time until someone close to you is touched by the miracles of this plant. And how foolish are people going to look who think that cannabis is the devil's lettuce, and 3 years from now, 5 years from now, this is in our pharmacopoeia once again. It's fully legal, and we're researching it more and more. And lo and behold, there's going to be all kinds of great medicines that are going to be coming out due to the research. Not only on the plant, but our own bodies. And that's what's, really cool about this is the science. And going down that rabbit hole is super fun. It's basic. You can see why the body and the plant and all the compounds work together for, creating the healing effect that we all want. But bottom line, what it's doing is helping support our body put itself back into balance through homeostasis, if you remember that from 7th grade science. So this is all pretty basic stuff, and it's fun. So I really encourage you guys to dig into it a little bit more. Start your own CBD hemp journey. And some people need cannabis. If you have really severe problems, go to a local dispensary, talk to a bud tender or some professional, and see, what they recommend as far as different ailments you may be experiencing. But this helps so many different things. The top ones that we get are, for pain relief, inflammation, better sleep, anxiety. Oh my gosh, we got some anxious people out there. That's easily a top 3 among millennials now. They don't want to be on Adderall anymore. They are open to alternatives and natural methods, and they're health conscious. And then, talk to them about your pet. And for some people, if they still have that marijuana baggage, they are more open, as a gateway, so to speak, to using their pet or trying a topical. And then they'll be like, whoa, it actually does work. So then they'll be more open to using an oil or ingesting it in some way. So, everyone has to begin this journey, how they feel comfortable. So we don't want to chastise anyone, but we just ask that people be open-minded, talk to other people around them, see how it works for them. Do your research though. This is becoming more and more professional, but the floodgates are open now, folks. There's a lot of stuff coming on the market. So, we have issues with label ambiguity too. So know what you're taking, know where it comes from, look for the testing, which would be a COA or certificate of analysis. Just use us as a resource. We love asking questions or answering questions and, helping people, begin that journey. We say start slow. It doesn't take a lot of this stuff. We're talking drops, and it's super effective. And this whole mess now that we're getting into with different formulations, that's something I want to touch on real quick too. Bottom line, get the CBD in your body. There's a lot of companies out there hyping bioavailability, water solubility, and that's where it's going. That's great. These are the lifestyle products that I call it, where you're going to see CBD in all kinds of different stuff, from soaps to deodorants. Deodorant's going to be pretty cool. Candies, food, skincare products is super popular right now. But just like aloe was back in the 80s, we're going to see cannabis extracts and CBD isolates coming in all of our different products. So it's coming. Just want to encourage you to be open-minded, try it, drop that marijuana baggage, and have fun. And one of the things that I say, and I always speak from this, is people's lack of information, people's ignorance about the cannabis plant is costing them money and could be jeopardizing their health. So we encourage you to just take that journey, take that first step, and we're here for you guys as well. Thanks so much. Charlie Stivers with Phytorite, signing off.